This is episode 5 of Zimmerman Podcast. On today's episode, we're talking everything email. Sexy, right? Over the years, I've both seen and experienced myself how much an unruly inbox can derail an entire day. I truly believe that productivity is won and lost in your email inbox. We're talking about how your current email strategy, or lack thereof, can position you to be reactive in your business instead of proactive. Because how can you get anything done when you're constantly solving other people's problems? So put your email on Do Not Disturb and tune in, because I'm telling you exactly how to keep email from derailing your business.
Welcome to the Zimmerman Podcast with your host, CEO, wedding professional, educator, and mom, Jessica Zimmerman. In just 2 years, Jessica went from facing bankruptcy to taking home a 6-figure salary. She turned a business-saving $100,000 loan into a $1 million empire. As a creative entrepreneur, a healthy work-life balance seems just as unattainable as a 6-figure income. But Jessica Zimmerman is here to show you it's possible. With the right tools and insider tips and some hard work, your craziest dreams can become your daily routine. If you set some boundaries and commit to healthy changes, you can create a business and a life you love. So let's make your business work for you.
How much time every day do you spend checking your email or responding to emails or worrying about things that you found out through email? Most businesses are run by email, but email can also be the enemy of productivity. So why is email the enemy? First of all, multitasking, it does not work. When you check your email as you wake up, as you sit on the toilet, as you make breakfast, you're not focusing on your real life tasks, and you're also fully devoting your attention to your emails. No one is getting you at your best. I remember so vividly when I made the decision to take email off my phone. My daughter Stella was about 2 years old, and I was working on something. I genuinely thought that by having email on my phone, I was being productive, right? I would get an email and I'd be able to answer it and move on. But what it was doing was it was completely taking away my presence as a mom to my kid. And Stella was coming up to me and she was saying, "Mommy, mommy." And I kept saying, just a second, hang on a minute, hang on, just a second. And at some point that night, it hit me. I think when I was going to bed that night, I just thought about the day as I usually do. I kind of did like a recap of the day. And I had felt like I didn't really get to spend much time with Stella that day. And I thought, well, yeah, because you were checking your email. Like that notification was going off and you kept checking it instead of hanging out with her. And it just made me realize, and I know we all know this, but it just made me realize, like, I have a decision here. It doesn't have to continue this way. I have the option to take email off my phone. I have the option to set boundaries up here, which is what I did. I am the biggest believer in having clear-cut black and white boundaries in your business. And man, we're going to dive into that so much in this podcast series. We really are. But that is the main thing, is that multitasking, it does not work. It's so hard. And we as women, we are fairly good at multitasking, right? Or we think we are. I think one of the most interesting statistics that I've ever read to this day, it just kills me because it's so true, is men, when they brush their teeth, they stand at the sink, they put the toothpaste on their toothbrush, they brush their teeth while standing at the sink. And when they're done, they put their toothbrush away and then they go on about the next thing that they're going to do. And women, we brush our teeth while we're doing other things. I do it every single morning. Every morning, Brian is at the sink brushing his teeth, but I am always doing something while I brush my teeth. I am either checking my calendar to see what is going on that day, or I am packing a lunch for one of my kids, or I am pulling my daughter's hair into a ponytail and putting the bow in it. I mean, I always am doing something while that toothbrush is in my mouth. And I am walking as I physically brush my teeth and everything. And I just think it's so interesting how we as women, we are just naturally multitaskers. That's just who we are, right? But this is not doing you well when it comes to email, okay? It is not serving you well. It is certainly not serving your business well, okay? Here's the second main point. Checking email all the time or getting notifications when an email has come or having email open on your computer, these are not good things, okay? Because what this means is that we are becoming reactive instead of proactive, okay? Your important business goals and tasks, they need to get done. And they're only going to get done when you prioritize them, not when you're spending your time reacting and responding to others' problems, which that is what email is. Email is someone needs you for something. You need to do something for somebody. They need an answer from you, right? I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination that you need to ignore email altogether. But the truth is, it's a problem. It's a huge, huge problem in productivity for so many of you, which is why you have got to set some clear boundaries. And we're about to have like a freaking boot camp right now about how you need to be handling your email. People's emails are important and you do need to get back with them. But here's the thing. If I had my email open right now, if I had my email open, like right now, I have my computer open because I have to in order to record this podcast. The program that I use has to be open on my computer. I have my phone here in case there's an emergency with one of my children and I need to go see them quickly. However, email is not on my phone. My email on my computer is turned off because what good is that going to do me if I am sitting here recording this podcast and I get notifications about something that I really don't need to do right now? You know what would probably happen? I would either get distracted and not do as well on this podcast as I need to do for you, to serve you, to give you the content you need, or I would push pause on this recording and then I would go answer that email. And then I would come back here and I would go, what was I talking about? I don't even remember. Oh, yeah, I think, oh, I can just do that. I'll start there. And then it's not going to sound as good. It's not going to be as good of a podcast. I think you as a listener would totally be able to recognize that I wasn't fully present. So the best thing that I can do is schedule my day and prioritize my day with what actually needs to get done. And the truth is you're not going to get anything done if you're checking email all day. You're doing what everyone else needs you to do instead of doing what you need to do. You could spend hours feeling like you're working hard only to realize that you just wasted hours solving other people's problems and you haven't worked on your own tasks for that day. Okay. This is the thing. It feels like we are being responsible. It feels like we are getting work done. And I think sometimes, if we're being perfectly honest, I think sometimes some of you probably have your email open and answer emails because that makes you feel like at the end of the day that you did your work. You got work done. You accomplished something today because you answered emails. But did you really accomplish anything? If all you did was answer emails, did you really accomplish something for you, for your business? Did you move the needle in your business today? If that's all you did was answer emails. Number 3, you have limited energy and brain power. You have to schedule your day wisely. My brain works differently at 9 a.m. than it does at 3 p.m. It's just the truth. I start to lose my ability to focus throughout the day. If you're constantly checking your email throughout the day, then you're taking away your mental energy for other more important tasks. You don't want to be permanently available. That's the other thing, guys. You have to train people the way to treat you. You have to train people in how you are going to respond. Okay. And if you are treating your email like some of you handle text messages, which is an immediate response, then people are going to think that you are always going to do that. Well, I'll email her real quick because she responds immediately. People know that it is going to take me maybe 48 hours before they get a response from me.
Jessica's always teaching that your time is valuable. So is hers. So to make this podcast possible, we have sponsors. Here's a quick message about something Jessica loves.
Entrepreneurs and moms, we have a lot in common. First of all, we're incredibly hardworking. We're also always tired. So when I find a product that keeps me energized so I can be the kind of mom and business owner I want to be, you know I got to share it with you. Beekeeper's Naturals created the bee-powered superfood honey that I use every single day to keep my energy up. Before bee-powered, I crawled into bed every day around 4 p.m. exhausted. My cup was empty. Since I started using bee-powered, I can stay focused and engaged all day long, even with a busy 6-year-old and 4-year-old twin boys. Bee-powered helps me wake up ready to hit the ground running and stay awake and focused all day long. If you want some bee-powered of your own with 15% off, head to zimmermanpodcast.com/bee. That's zimmermanpodcast.com/BEE. Hey, are you loving this episode? If you've been listening thinking, oh gosh, I'm so glad I found this. This is exactly what I've been needing. Then I need you to do me a favor. Take a screenshot of this podcast and share it on your social media. I can't reach more listeners like you without your help. And these early days and weeks of the podcast are absolutely crucial to building the listener base we need so that we can keep producing content that is free to you and answers all your biggest business questions. So share this episode, tag me at Jessica Zimmerman _, and then get right back to listening. But going back for a second about scheduling your day wisely. So what I do is I start my workday at 8 a.m. and I do not check email until after lunch. The morning time is for me to get the things done that I need to get done, that are most important for me, that move the needle in my business. I need to maybe work on a client proposal. I maybe need to record a podcast. I maybe need to write a newsletter. I maybe need to go see a venue so I can do the design for a client. Those kinds of things, right? I need to get my work done that is most important for my business. Then I eat lunch. And then after lunch, for the first time all day, then and only then do I open my email. Like I said before, I don't have email on my phone, but I do have email on my computer. So at that point, I open it. And what I do is I look at it, and anything that I can answer in 2 minutes or less, I'm going to answer those. And it may just be something as simple as saying, received your email, you will hear back from me no later than Friday, or something like that. If there is an email in my inbox that still needs my attention, it remains in my inbox. If I'm able to answer that in less than 2 minutes and be done with it, then it gets deleted or it gets filed into a folder in my email where I can find it if I need it later. But I try to always, every single day, have white space in my inbox every day. So that first initial look at my email after lunch is clearing out that inbox, responding to everything in 2 minutes or less. Then after that, if there's anything that still needs my attention, I go and I schedule it in my planner. For example, let's say that a vendor reached out to me and they need the timeline for an upcoming wedding. Or let's say one of them was a client and she would like me to send her an updated invoice, or I don't know what it could be. There's lots of different examples. What I would do is I would respond saying, I received your email. I will get this to you no later than Friday at 4 p.m. or something like that. Then I'm going to go to my planner and I'm going to put on there for Wednesday, I'm going to block off however much time I think that will take, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, so that I have blocked it off. And that's going to probably be done in the morning because those are things that I need to get done, right? That's my work. That's what I need to do before I move on to anything else. So then when I look at my planner on Wednesday and I see, oh yes, my client needs me to send them an updated invoice, then I have blocked off 30 minutes for me to go over everything, make sure everything's correct, yada, yada. And then I'm able to email that to them earlier than I actually told them I would. So that is how I handle email. I respect everyone in my inbox. I'm going to get back with them, but I also train them to know your email is important, but you have to wait until I have scheduled the time to give you the answers that you need. And if I were to just rattle them off really quickly to you, they may be incorrect, or they may not be accurate, or they may not be everything that you want to hear. My tone may not sound kind. There's all kinds of things. So I think it just works so much better to schedule that time where emails need a longer response, and anything that you can answer in 2 minutes or less, you do that. So that is how I schedule emails. And then the rest of my day is, doing the things that I need to do for my business. So yeah, so there's that. So what can you do to change that? The first thing that I would love for you to do is delete email off your phone. I know what you're thinking right now. Some of you are horrified. You're so scared. You cannot imagine your life without email on your phone. But I swear to you, it is going to be worth it. Here's the other thing that I want you to think about. If a client emails you, and let's just say it's 9:30 at night, and you're at home and you're in bed, and maybe this is just my life because I'm really boring, but I'm in bed and I checked my email on my phone and it was from a client. And let's say there was something she wasn't happy about. How does that do me any good, checking that email at 9:30 at night? I'm about to go to sleep. Now, I'm not going to be able to go to sleep because I'm worried about this client. I'm worried about how I'm going to respond to this client. I'm tired. It's the end of the day. I'm ready to go to bed. Now, I'm even anxious and I'm worried. How am I going to respond? What should I say? How do I explain this? Or maybe you receive an email that just is a complaint about something that you've done. Or maybe it's somebody saying, hey, did you read this? Somebody gave you a bad review. Or maybe it's somebody emailing you something showing you that some competition of yours copied off of you, which, by the way, none of that matters. But no matter the case, it's going to upset you potentially. So why put yourself in a position where you could potentially be upset right before you're supposed to go to sleep and get rest? The way that I would handle and read an email at 9:30 at night that was potentially a disappointing email to read is going to be so different than if I check that email at 1 p.m. during my scheduled time to check email. Because at 1 p.m., I am going to be more alert, more present, I go into my inbox knowing that that is a very real possibility. I go into my inbox every day knowing there's going to be something in here that's a surprise to me, or that I'm not going to want to do, or that is going to take a lot of time to do. There's going to be something in there that I don't like, more than likely. So at that time, I'm prepared for it. I'm not prepared for that at 9:30 at night. So I think that's another huge reason why you should not have email on your phone. You need to wait to be able to respond to emails when you are in a position to do so, and to do so well. Email is how most of us communicate with clients and team members each day. And if you told me you never checked your email while laying in bed, making dinner, or playing with your kids, you'd be lying. We've all been there, right? But let's be honest, multitasking, it doesn't really work. And you don't need to be checking your email first thing when you wake up and last thing before you go to bed. As Harry Hamlin, the husband of one of the most infamous Real Housewives, Lisa Rinna, says, I sleep with my wife, not my phone. We've all got to keep our constant email access from interrupting our personal lives. So I've created a tool to help you do just that. My guide to eliminating email stress. This guide helps you take control of your inbox so you can prioritize your own projects and you can move the needle in your business each and every day. Go to zimmermanpodcast.com/email to get your free guide. That's zimmermanpodcast.com/email. Another thing you can do to check this is to not check your email until after lunch. Really see how much work you can get done before lunch. Some of you may even ask yourself, well, what am I supposed to do now? What am I doing now if I can't check my email? Checking email is not work. It's not your business. You're not growing your business if that is what you consider work. Does that make sense, guys? Do things that are going to improve your business. Go write a blog post. Go work on your SEO, go pin images that are going to drive traffic to your website, perfect your onboarding client process. These are all things that you could be working on. Save email until after lunch. Do actual work that you need to do before lunch. Another way that you can change this is to delegate emails that you personally don't need to answer. I have an admin assistant, that's Kelly, and she handles the majority of our emails. Now, I still get a lot of emails. I'm not going to lie. I get a lot of emails, but I have someone who, if I get something that she knows the answer to because I've trained her, I'm able to forward that to her and she's able to handle it. The sooner you can delegate emails to someone, the better your business is going to be. It really is. You really can train someone how to do that. And I know that seems scary. And I know that you feel like no one's going to do it like you can. Guess what? Some people can actually do it better than you can. Kelly certainly can. She's so much more thoughtful and nice on email than I am. Email to me it's not a waste of time. I don't want to say that, but I just like to be efficient and get a lot of work done. And for me, it's my least favorite part of the day. So I like to just respond quickly and move on. And for some people, that comes across as maybe not the nicest of tones. And it's hard to read tone on email and on text message, but Kelly does it beautifully. So she's actually better at it than I am. Okay, guys, I hope that that's been helpful. I hope that encourages you. You can get so much more done during a day if you can be proactive instead of reactive when it comes to your email account. When it comes to your inbox, you need to be in control of it. And so many times you're going in there and you feel overwhelmed and it all feels out of control. So let's go ahead. Let's take control back of your inbox so that you can start really growing your business. I'll see you next time.
If you loved what you heard today, even if you liked it a lot, you should subscribe and leave a review. We'll see you back here next time in the Zimmerman podcast.